Welcome to Mid-Century Movie Vault. Enjoy the show.
$60,000 even. That is a great deal you put over, son. This money will sure put the old Triple N back on its feet.
I'm glad you're satisfied, Dad. Rusty and I are going to be getting mighty lazy before next spring.
Well, I guess a little rest won't do either one of you any harm. We'll be restocking next March.
Well, I think I'll turn in. You know, I was riding herd most all last night.
All right, son.
Hey, Dad. I'd get this money in the bank in the morning if I were you.
Why?
Well, I had a peculiar feeling coming through Sycamore Grove that I was being followed. Several times I thought I heard a horse in back of me. Well, maybe it was just my imagination.
Why, it must have been. Nobody knew you had the money on you.
I guess you're all right. Well, good night.
Good night, boy.
Those footprints, Rusty, and this capsule are the only clues we have. With a capsule like this, it's killed Dad. It's instant death. Very powerful. It even ate through the inkstand on the desk.
Now, why don't you take it over to Zenz, the chemist? Maybe he can analyze it and you can trace where it come from.
That's a good idea. I'll pick up the sheriff on the way over.
Hello, Zenz. We've got a little capsule here we'd like to have you analyze. It caused the death of Joe Neal last night, and we're mighty anxious to know just what the ingredients are.
Zenz, it was you who killed my father. Keep away from those fumes, Sheriff.
What's the matter, son?
I found the man who killed Dad.
Who was it?
Zenz, the chemist. He clipped me in the shoulder and got away. But I'll run him down if it takes the rest of my life.
Well, son, I reckon I'm trailing along with you. Now, come on. Let's get you fixed up.
Whatever became of that Neal boy, Sheriff? It's been almost a year now since he left town.
I don't know. The last I heard of him, he and his foreman, old Rusty, were doing a little prospecting. I reckon they're still searching for Zenz, that crazy chemist. He come pretty near getting me.
Yes.
Hey, Rusty, come here. What's this?
Well, if I ain't a billy goat, that's uranium.
Uranium? What's that?
Why, son, it's something more precious than gold. And if I ain't mistaken, this ledge looks mighty promising.
Well, let's take a small sack of specimens in and have it analyzed. What's the nearest town from here, Rusty?
I reckon Gladstone's about the nearest. It'll take us 2 weeks to get there, and we'll have to go around the edge of the desert because we can't cross that hell pot.
Gladstone, eh? That's one of the few towns we haven't visited. I wonder if there's a chemist there.
Well, there's certain to be one there. That's a mining center. And that's where old Jim Bowers lives. Jim and your dad were great friends once. Well, your dad saved Jim's life right out yonder when he tried to cross that inferno.
Is that right? Well, that being the case, we'll drop in and pay him a visit. I'm anxious to see this town of Gladstone and have a look at that chemist. Come on, Rusty. Let's get going.
I'm quite sure, Gadski, that I'll be able to meet the final payment on that note when it comes due.
In case we can't raise the money by that time, you'd give us a few days' grace, wouldn't you, Mr. Gadski?
I'd do anything for you, Miss Forrest.
Well, we appreciate your kindness in the matter, Mr. Gadski. But I believe we have at least 2 weeks, haven't we?
Something like that, my dear. There's no need to worry.
I'll be seeing you in town.
Very well. Good day.
Dad, I simply can't stand that man. And I don't trust him. His piercing eyes and the touch of his hands. He gives me the creeps.
Yes, he is a peculiar fellow. But we must overlook his peculiarities, June. He's just one of those poor unfortunates we often find to be real honest folks. Don't forget that he and Mr. Bentley were very kind to us at a most critical time.
Yes, I guess you're right, Dad. But just the same, I'll be glad when we're not under obligation to him.
Hello, Gadski. How are you? I've just been out to Dwire's ranch.
What'd you learn?
They'll be able to make the final payment the day it's due.
That's something to think about.
You know, Dad, I'm worried about you riding into town with so much money on you. Can't I go with you?
Oh, there's nothing to worry about, dear. I'm able to protect myself.
But there is. Your life's been threatened, the crops have been burned, and the cattle and stock have been ruffled. You can't tell what will happen next. Please let me go with you.
Oh, all those things happen tonight, June. I'll be all right. And don't forget, bake me a tater for dinner.
All right, Dad.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I thought you said we'd make it in about 2 weeks. Seems like we've been riding for 6 months. And I haven't seen anything that looks like a house, let alone a town.
Now, son, don't get impatient. We've only been riding 13 days, and the town's right across that hogback.
Well, it's about time. I'm going to ride in and have a look at that chemist and have him analyze this ore. And don't forget, I'll be pretty hungry when I get back.
All right, son. Your salbelly and beans will be ready for you.
Forget the beans, Rusty. I'll bring back some real grub.
Oh, hello, Miss June.
Hello, Sheriff.
Sit down.
Any news, Sheriff?
We've searched the surrounding country thoroughly and can't find a trace of him. But there, don't give up hope. We've one chance left. The hell pot. The boys and I are going out again this afternoon. Come now. Don't give up hope.
All right, Sheriff. I'll get in touch with you this evening.
Read this.
Well, we won't have any trouble about the title. Come in. Hello, June.
Hello, Mr. Bentley.
Won't you sit down?
I've just come from the sheriff.
What did he find?
Nothing. But they're going out again this afternoon. I haven't given up hope. Something tells me Dad's going to come back.
June, you refused me so many times. Why don't you marry me and let me take you out of all this?
Oh, I can't give you an answer now, Jack.
There's something I feel I ought to tell you. Gadski is taking possession of your ranch.
Taking possession? Oh, but won't he give us just a few more days?
I'm afraid it's too late. The letter is already in the mail, and it's going out on the 2 o'clock stage.
The 2 o'clock stage.
I'm afraid, boys, it's hopeless.
He must have got out there in the hell pot. And we'll never be able to trace him there. Well, there's the afternoon stage, boys. Wait a minute. It's a holdup. Come on.
Lift your hands high, stranger.
Good work, boys. You're making a mistake, Sheriff. I didn't do this. It was a...
Well, you seem to know something about it.
He was opening the mailbags when we surprised him.
I'm warning you that anything you say will be used against you. Come on, get going.
Well, it's all right. They ain't been opened.
You better search him, Buck. Buck, this is old Jim Bauer's watch. Lock him up.
Just heard about the holdup, Sheriff. What about the mail? Was it disturbed?
The mail's on its way. The bag wasn't open.
Good. I had some important papers going on. Who's the road agent?
I don't know. I never saw him before.
Kind of young for a road agent.
This may be his first job. I'm holding him for murder as well.
Murder?
Yeah. We found old Jim Bauer's watch on him.
Well, that explains the disappearance of old Jim. You want to make him lead you to the body.
I've questioned him all the way in, but he refuses to talk. However, a few days on bread and water may change his mind. We'll get the truth out of him sooner or later. I sent for Miss Bowers. She may have seen him before.
That's a good idea. We'll drop in later.
Right.
Sheriff, could I have a glass of water?
When you're ready to talk, you'll get water, and not before.
We might have to get you out of here. You know, the town thought an awful lot of old Jim Bowers. The boys are in an ugly mood.
We get him on. We get him on.
What's all the excitement about?
They just found the man that killed Jim Bowers.
Jim Bowers? Dead?
Yeah. The same fella tried to hold up the stage today. I was the one that shot his horse from under him.
What kind of a looking fellow is he?
Well, he's a young fellow. Dark curly hair. He won't give his name, and nobody seems to know who he is.
Is there an ass heir in this town?
Yeah. There's that fellow with the glasses on over yonder.
It's the only thing to do. Right. Bring him out.
Are you the ass heir in this town? The young fella come to you with some samples of ore to be assayed?
No. The young fellow that came to this town is in jail. Is he a friend of yours?
Might be. Barkeep, give me a pint of your best liquor.
Sheriff?
Yes, Miss June. I've news for you. We've found the murderer of your father.
Then you found Dad?
No. But we found his watch on the man who held up the stage this morning. He won't talk now, but he will. I want you to have a look at him. Ever see him before, Miss June?
No, Sheriff. Let me talk to him alone, please.
All right.
Please, won't you tell me about my father?
There's nothing to tell, Miss Bowers. I found the remains at a water hole. I was bringing his watch in for identification when they accused me of holding up the stage this morning.
Why did you do it?
I didn't. It was you who held up the stage, Miss Bowers.
Why, you...
I found you when your horse was shot out from under you. You were unconscious. I ran to get some water. When I came back, you had taken my horse and gone. Then the sheriff rode up, and they're holding me for the robbery.
Please don't say anything to the sheriff about this.
I won't say anything. You must have had a good reason for doing what you did. But you must believe me when I tell you that I didn't kill your dad. Why, your father and my dad were good friends. I was on my way to see him when I found the watch.
If I can arrange to get you out of here, will you take me to him?
I'll do more than that. I'll help you find the man who killed him.
We may have to get him out of here. The boys are getting ugly.
You could keep him under guard at the ranch, Sheriff. I'm sure if you'd give me a little more time with him there, he'd tell me just what happened.
That's a good idea, Miss June. However, I suggest that you get home right now. There may be trouble. You stand guard out front, Buck. I'm going up to the saloon.
You can't talk to me. I'll show you. Can't talk to me. I'm a wolf and it's my right to howl. I'm a wolf. I'll learn you. Let that gun right here. Take him out. Come on, hurry, Get out of here. You're the sheriff. He's a friend of that fellow in jail. Oh, he is, eh? Well, I reckon we'll hold him, too. Come on, you. We want the man that killed Bowers.
You boys wanted law and order in this town, and I'm going to see that you get it. I advise you not to start anything.
Well, you better get it. We want that road agent there. Learn the gambler long ways from home, and them that don't like me better let me alone.
I knew you'd get here, old-timer. Now, tell me something. What happened? It's a long story, Rusty, and there's a girl mixed up in it. But you remember when I left you and was heading for town?
Come on, boys, have a drink on me.
You see, son, the only way I could get in here was to play drunk and throw a fit in the saloon. Because if that mob starts anything, we'll give them a run for their money.
Zenz! So please don't kill me, Rusty. Come on, boys, we've waited long enough. Look, Rusty, the lock. Consequences. The next shot won't be in the air. Stop!
It was Zenz, Rusty. He tried to get us both.
I tell you, I talked with the chemist, and it wasn't Zenz.
Well, he's in town, that's sure. And I'm going to find him.
But we got to lay low till this thing quiets down. Now, what do you think's the best thing to do?
We're heading right now for the Bowers Ranch. Miss June's been taking care of my horse. Besides, we'll be safe there. Why, these aren't human. They're the bones of a steer.
Then Dad may still be alive.
Well, we're certain of one thing. He isn't here.
There's some mystery here, miss.
I reckon we better keep this just to ourselves and wait and see what happens.
I'm feeling a lot better, Black Hawk. We'll leave in the morning for town. See?
The cave's right over here, boys. You'll be safe there. I'll bring out some bedding later, but I still think you'll be more comfortable at the ranch.
Well, thanks a lot, but I'm afraid someone might see us there. We'll be all right here, Miss June.
Rusty, you slip over to the ranch with me and help me, will you?
Sure thing. We'll be back soon, kid.
All right, Rusty.
Rusty Hicks. Oh!
Why did you leave me so forlorn all these years? Why did you break my heart? Oh! Oh, my long lost Rusty. I knew you'd come back to me.
I'm sure surprised to see you, Arabella.
Oh, Miss June, I'm just so happy. You know, we were childhood sweethearts, but fate tore us apart. I'm just, I feel just like Bob. Oh, my long lost Rusty.
Well, this certainly is a surprise. I guess you two would rather be alone. I'll make up a lunch for Bob.
You figured out yet how they escaped?
You know, it's a mighty peculiar thing. The lock on the cell door is completely eaten away. They must have used some powerful chemical. You're a chemist, Gadski. What about it?
I don't know any chemical that could do that.
And it's mighty strange. There was a case similar to this about a year ago down near the border. Some crazy chemist had discovered a powerful chemical that was instant death. After committing several murders, he made a successful escape. There was a reward of $1,000 offered for his capture, dead or alive. I wonder if it could have been the old fellow that got drunk last night.
Who else?
Well, they're probably out of the country by this time. However, we'll be on the watch for them.
Oh, Rusty, you don't know how happy I am.
Oh, don't you bother, Rusty. You stay here with Arabella. You can bring out the other things later. There's really no need of your coming.
No, but
You and Arabella must have many, many things to talk about.
Yes. Rusty, I have some pies to bake in the kitchen, and I'm going to bake one especially for you, just like I used to. Remember?
Where's Rusty?
Oh, he's back at the ranch, keeping Arabella, my cook, company. It seems that an old romance has been rekindled.
I can't imagine anyone falling for Rusty. Why, he's scared to death of women. Now, Miss Bowers, you mentioned last night that they've tried for some time to frighten you and your dad off the ranch.
Yes. They've burned our crops and ruffled our cattle and have done everything they could to discourage our staying here.
Well, I think I've discovered the reason why. This is called hard rock. It's marble. This property here is on your ranch, isn't it?
Yes. The south pasture extends several miles beyond.
Well, I discovered the ledge of this marble runs through the cave. In fact, there's outcroppings all over the hill. I haven't had time to thoroughly examine it yet, but I imagine you have a very large and valuable deposit of marble here.
Well, this is a surprise. I wonder if Gadski knows about this.
Well, someone does. They've been sampling here.
You know, he seemed over-anxious to give Dad a loan on the place. He promised to give me more time in case we couldn't pay, but he didn't. The place would have been his by now if I hadn't...
If you hadn't had the nerve to do what you did. It'll be some time before they discover the envelope's missing. In the meantime, we're going to have to watch Gadski's every move. And there's another person in town I'm interested in. But I'm going to have to be careful and work at night under cover.
That reminds me. There's a hard-time barn dance tonight. Everyone will be there. Now, this might be just your opportunity to watch Gadski and maybe learn something. You could disguise yourself so no one would know you.
That's not a bad idea. Will you go?
I'll do anything to help. Oh, you must be terribly hungry. I'm going to have lunch with you.
That'll be swell.
No, not now, Butch. Everybody take their partners for the Virginia Rails.
Just wait till he puts on his hat.
All ready yet?
All ready.
Thanks, Elmer. Everybody take their partners. Quiet, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I am... No, not now, Butch. Ladies and gentlemen, I am now going to give you an imitation of Texas Kate doing her, fan dance. All right, Ed.
right, Butch. I take great pleasure in introducing to you Butch Groken of the Metropolitan Opera.
Hark, oh, hark, the birdies of springtime. Hark, oh, hark, they're calling to me. Hark.
Quiet, just a moment. Well, folks, what do you say we have a little waltz?
June, may I have this waltz?
I'm sorry, but I promised this dance to someone else.
What's this? How did he get here? Who is that? Listen, you better meet me the first thing in the morning at the bank. We'd better get out of here. Jim, take the mask off of that fellow with Miss Flowers.
Tough guy, eh?
Why, you got the drunk.
You give up?
Now, you take what's here. I'll clean out the wall.
What's happened here?
They robbed the bank.
What do you know about this?
I passed that Neal band on the way to town. He robbed the bank, sure as shooting.
Get all the men together you can. He won't get away from us this time.
June, I have to make a quick trip to San Francisco. I want you to go with me. We'll be married there, and...
I'm sorry, Mr. Bentley, but that would be impossible.
Well, it wasn't so impossible until that curly-headed murderer showed up around here.
He's not a murderer. Let me go. You're hurting my arm.
So, you think you can get rid of me that easy? Well...
Well, what, Bentley?
Just as I thought, June. Bentley's robbed his own bank.
All right, hombre. Put him up.
It's not me you want, Sheriff. Bentley there robbed his own bank. Here's the proof. And Gadski there was with him. Zenz!
Powers!
Dad!
Sheriff, Bentley is one of the men who shot and robbed me. And there's the other one.
Don't let him get away, Sheriff. He's a man who'll kill my dad.
Have you seen anything of Rusty? I can't find him anywhere. Mm-hmm.